Welcome to another geopolitical analysis video. I have a treat for you guys today. Very interesting chart comparisons. We're only going to talk about gold. We're not going to talk about Bitcoin, rates, dollar, blah, blah, blah. We're going to focus on gold, one of the best assets in the world since time immemorial, since documented history. Maybe since not the very beginning of history, but you get what I'm trying to say. So, we are going to focus on gold today. We're going to make a comparison why I think we might see a decent pullback for gold. I don't think that the pullback is done. I don't think we go to all-time highs. I see much lower prices imminent, and I will explain why. First of all, I am a technical trader. I don't look at fundamentals as much when I trade. I look at fundamentals for the future because fundamentals take a very, 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 very long time. Just as much a bull market can take a very long time, and bubbles can be in uh, a concurrent move on the upside for perpetuity, it seems, until they blow up, they blow off top. The same thing happens with the fundamentals. Fundamentals can make sense and can take much, 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 much longer than we anticipate to actually take come to fruition. So let's look at the chart. This is 1979. 1979 over here. Yep, October 1979. This is what gold did. So gold was slowly rallying because of the buildup of tension. You had the Gulf situation, you had the embargo crisis. There were a lot of trade wars happening at that time, currency devaluations. Volcker increased rates to 20-30%. So this is what gold did. Massive rally, an emotional rally, euphoria, the type that you see in crypto today, the type that you see in Bitcoin. At that time, gold was the old Bitcoin or the old meme stock. It really was. If you look at certain years, it moved crazy percentage. So what happened? When we had the highest move and the candle here with the longest wick, and one thing I always want to stress for traders and those who invest, you need to look at candle formations. They're very important because they're telling. They're very telling. They tell you what's going to be the future resistance or future support. In this case, we saw somewhat of a temporary topping tail formation. It took a while. It took, as you can see, several weeks. Each candle represents a week. It took several weeks in order to consolidate, and then it rallied up. Look at that massive move up. And it came down, but it came down where? It touched this line here. Let me take this away. It was 40% drop. It came close. Okay, just for a few dollars, really, $2-3, it didn't touch. But it came back to this topping tail and then floated a little bit higher and then consolidated and dropped. And gold didn't see a price of these levels for many years. Okay, so if we compare it to, this is a very similar chart, I'm telling you, and history rhymes, it doesn't repeat, but charts are human behavior. Again, charts are human behavior. Behavior changes? Not. Behavior remains the same across different eras because we're, humans. So, topping tail here, consolidation, massive move up here, strong reversal, accumulation, bit of a bounce, accumulation now, forming essentially a bear flag of what I'm seeing as a technical trader, and a potential move down 20% from the all-time highs to touch the topping tail. These charts are literally the same, okay? The same. If you look at this, it's the same. It's very similar in terms of the movement, okay? Sure, different levels, but look at this. It has a potentiality to come down. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be the end of the bull market, but what I'm saying is that these levels here are significant for those who don't have a lot of capital. And if you have a few grand or even a few $100s to add, you should just be adding every few moves down in order to consolidate a better price, in order to get a better average. I wouldn't be buying all the way right now. I think this is an area where you need to be, if you're already in it, that's amazing. But I think you need to be patient here and see what the next move is. Until, like I've said some time ago, until we confirm above this resistance, above 4,100, and consolidate and close on a weekly, bi weekly basis, then if that doesn't happen, then the probability of going lower is much, much, much higher. Okay, because the 1-2 moves that we've seen, like here, 1-2 rally, 1-2 rally, is not going to continue, especially when you've had such an incredible move up. Okay, who knows? Some people might say gold has topped. Some people might say that it has more room to go. I think that we're in a situation. I had said here some time ago to a friend in April that this is a temporary top, and it was for a few months. But I do think that we will come back to around these levels. So be prepared to see 3,500, 3,600, 3,800. This is the area that I see gold coming in the next little while. We'll be here. Might be right. I've made a lot of calls right. I've made a lot of calls wrong. So that's what happens. That's the name of the game. But yeah, in terms of the dollar, I think I talked about the dollar. I do expect dollar higher prices. I do see interest rates floating around here in order to have the final flush down. But this is a strong area of resistance. Bitcoin today had a really nice rally. Look at this beautiful buying pressure. Whenever you see this buying pressure at prices like these, it's very interesting. Again, it shows you where did it come? It came closer. It came closer again to this topping tail here, this temporary topping tail. It found support, it bounced, and it came much. It came very close again. So you see that many times when we break resistance, although we see a huge move up, it will come down again to those same prices in order to get the asset cheaper, and liquidations happen. It's very good what happened with Bitcoin. Now I know I said I'm not going to talk about Bitcoin, but it's good to see these liquidations because we have same as gold. It's good to see this temporary flush because you get leverage cleaned out, you get the temporary traders out who are making money on these moves. And now I think that it will be much healthier for gold to see a pullback in order to get new money in. So that's my video. Again, I think this is uncanny. The situations are very, very similar in terms of what happened in that area with now. I mean, we're in a phenomenon of dropping rates, so it's going to favor gold. But what I'm saying is that back then we had a lot of political instability. The Fed was cutting rates, increasing rates. Governments around the world were cutting ties in terms of trade. You had the Gulf situation, the embargo, the oil embargo. So what I'm saying is that over here, we might see a retest like we saw in 1979. The chart is very, very, it's uncanny how similar it is, and it might play out. And one thing I've noticed with charts is that patterns repeat. Charts through certain years, cycles repeat. And in this case, especially when gold got rejected in these levels here and came down, it's showing that it's a lack of strength and it needs to regain some momentum. And I don't believe that we can gain momentum at these prices. We need a little bit of a lower price. Until gold drops, I don't see a higher price. So that's my take, guys. 1979, 2025. That is the similarity that I'm finding. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up. Tell me what you think about this and tell me why you think gold's going to go up or if gold's going to go down. I appreciate you all. You have a great one. One last thing I want to mention about gold is that the first one was 1979 chart. The second one I want to talk about is, although the fundamentals are there, it doesn't mean, like I said, that they will play out immediately. We often try to think of things in a very logical, squared way. And I know a lot of traders, I hear traders online and I hear analysts, and they have these perfect reasons why something can go up or down. And often the opposite happens. And their opinion is not invalidated, it's just invalidated for the short term. So you have to really position yourself in such a way where you're either looking and investing for the short term or for the long term. And I believe that in this era that we're in, the old era, the old notion of buy and hold is not going to serve you well, especially if we're going up like this. Japan, we saw what happened in the stock market. Japan, we still haven't seen those all-time highs. Gold took a very long time to see those higher levels again. So you have to prepare, and if you have some cash, be patient until there are confirmations. I'll be with you every step of the way. I'll try to have videos constantly to give you some options in terms of what to buy and where to sell. I think I've been very transparent with my trades, TLT, marathon holdings with Bitcoin, etc. So you guys stay tuned, and let's increase the subs on this channel. I'd like to see this channel reach 1,000 in a few months. I think we could do it. Okay, guys, thanks for the support. See you soon. Have a good week.